As we mentioned at the beginning of the series, the teachings of the Buddha are vast in scope and profound in their implications. Among the most profound are his teachings on Tantra, also called Vajrayana, based on a foundation of loving kindness, a correct view of reality, and total renunciation. You're tired of life as you've known it, and you're courageously determined to be free of samsara for the sake of all beings. If that's the case, then the practice of Tantra is for you. Under the guidance of qualified masters, students learn methods such as visualization, deity yoga meditation, and mantra recitation that help transform diluted energy into wisdom, so we can see the totality of who and what we really are. As Buddhist practitioners, it's essential to realize that the highly sophisticated and sensitive techniques in Tantra simply won't work, and even can be highly dangerous unless our motivation is genuinely altruistic. Since these precious teachings are extremely difficult to come across in this day and age, join us in investigating how we can make the most of this extremely rare opportunity.
In this presentation, you're going to hear about the Buddha's most esoteric teachings, those of Tantra. You've also heard that an altruistic motivation is especially important in the case of these teachings. In fact, it's very much like in the fairy tales you may have heard as a child. You know, it's only the most pure-hearted hero who's actually able to free the princess and save the day. And in the same way, it's only the most sincere, altruistic-minded practitioner who is able to succeed in the practice of Tantra. Now, the Buddha said that the fundamental nature of our hearts and minds is purity. We simply have to discover that purity through the veils of our ignorance. And so before listening to these teachings, take just a moment to discover the purity of your own heart and to generate a very strong and determined intention to attain the state of a Buddha through the practice of Tantra in order to be able to bring to enlightenment all other living beings.
We can correct the attitude. We can correct our action. Don't think that my attitude, my action is, my previous karma. I cannot do anything. That is misunderstanding of karma. Don't think I'm the powerless. We do have power. Human being, we do have power to change our lifestyle, to change our attitude, to change our habit. That capacity you call maybe Buddha potentiality or God potentiality or whatever you call. That's why Buddhism is simple. And it is universal teaching. It is understandable any religions or non-religious people. That is the beauty of human being has a powerful instrument. Any kind of things we can trick, any energy we can trick, we can transform it something else. That's why Tibetan Buddhism has much method how to transform attachment into the path to liberation, how to desire transform it, path to liberation. We do have much emphasis, method. The Buddhist point of view, there is no human problem which is cannot solved by human being. and that personally to understand and to encourage that the entire my problem, I can deal with my problem, I can solve my problem. That attitude is, I think, very essential for the growth of oneself. I truly believe that all of us, even though we are not good meditators, we are not maybe good spiritual, but all of us, if we have, some understanding and we have encouragement oneself, we can solve the problem. Most time, we lack of, understanding of our own capacity. We put ourselves down. That's why Tibetan Buddhism, sometimes you see Buddha with you. You see yourself as Buddha. I'm sure all of you heard that kind of thing.
The Tibetan tradition of Buddhism, there is a great emphasis on practicing Tantra as the fastest way to achieve enlightenment. Not just to get enlightened quickly, but the reason that the Buddha taught Tantra was originally it was taught to bodhisattvas, great bodhisattvas who had unbearable compassion for the suffering of sentient beings, and because of that found it unbearable that it takes 3 countless great eons to achieve enlightenment. And while one is becoming a Buddha, sentient beings are suffering all that time. So because of that, the Buddha taught the fast way to achieve enlightenment, the tantric way. So it's meant for bodhisattvas, those beings who have unbearable compassion. So all of Tibetan Buddhism is influenced by the tantric view, and from a tantric point of view, the teacher, the qualified teacher, is the very embodiment of the triple gem of the Buddha, Dharma and Sangha. So it's kind of appropriate to think about this subject in the sense of meeting with a qualified teacher and generating the right relationship to that teacher is a very crucial part of the path to liberation and enlightenment. We need someone who really not simply knows the words of the Dharma, but knows their own mind and has the experience of controlling their mind in a wise and skillful way. And not just a little bit, but the more we want to accomplish, the more qualified the teacher we need. If we want to accomplish a bit with our mind, we only need a teacher who has a little bit of accomplishment. But if we want to achieve enlightenment, we need someone very, very highly qualified. A Buddha, maybe. For someone who is teaching the path to enlightenment through Tantra, then there is a whole set of other qualities that the Guru needs. So when in deciding to follow a particular teacher, we should take time to check the qualities of the teacher, try to see if they have these qualities. A real guru is something like an iceberg. An iceberg, only 1/10 of the ice of an iceberg appears above the water. 9/10 is below the water. So a guru is like that. When we see great beings, we can see many qualities. Even at our level, we can see qualities. What we should try to understand is that that's just a little hint of the actual qualities of a truly realized being.